Hey guys, how's it going? It's BURNLEY here, and today I'm back with another video. Yes, I know I haven't uploaded for like a month, and I've said I would upload every day, but I kind of realised that's going to be a struggle, and like, I kind of messed up in a video, my Chelsea career mode. That's why I haven't been uploading that, because I accidentally didn't record a clip, which you missed 4 goals in. So tell me if you actually want to see that or not, because like, I said I'd do a punishment if I didn't do an actual whole season, but FIFA 18, I've pre-ordered it, the Ronaldo edition, that's 80 or quid, yeah, I've pre-ordered that, so FIFA 18 should be good. Any other games you guys want me to buy, I shall, if I can. But yeah, if you can't tell from the title of this video, it is the EPL, the English Premier League predictions, my predictions for this season. We've got 2 new promoted teams, Newcastle, Brighton and Huddersfield. So in 20th place, as you can see on screen now, is Huddersfield Town. So they have David Wagner as their manager, and they had a good strong season last season, but I reckon they're going to go straight back down. They haven't got any experienced players in the Huddersfield team, and it's going to go straight back down. So in 19th is going to be Brighton as well now. So they've got Chris Hughton, who I think used to be a Premier League manager. Again, they have no Premier League experience, but you never know, they could be like a surprise, the underdogs. But I reckon they're going to scrape like points against like Stoke and Swansea. So we're going to have to see how the season unfolds. So in 18th, I reckon, is Burnley. They have scraped the bottom of the table for the last 3 years now, and I think this time they've been close. They're going to go straight down. They've had their lucky escapes, but they will be going down. In 17th place is Crystal Palace. They have a new manager under Frank de Boer. Saints were linked to him, if you can't tell. Saints fan. Saints logo there. Yeah, Frank de Boer. I think he's only got experience in the Dutch league with like Ajax and all that. I think he was under assistant manager or someone. But yeah, I think he's going to struggle with the Crystal Palace side, especially if they lose Benteke and Zaha. They're 2 big players, to be honest. Benteke seems like he could be going to Liverpool for like the 100th time. Yeah, it's stupid, but Crystal Palace is going to struggle. I reckon they're gonna do a Sunderland, as we saw Sunderland the 2 seasons before last season. They scraped out of the relegation zone. I think Burnley are going to slip into that, as I said before. So now in 16th place under Rafa Benitez is Newcastle. They've signed quite a lot of players actually. They signed who did they actually sign? Oh my god, I can't remember that. Dwight Gale, yeah, they signed him last season. Matt Ritchie as well. I think they could be, because they're Premier League experienced, they could actually be quite good. And I reckon that they are going to be good. Well, not good, but they're going to scrape past with Rafa Benitez. And I reckon if he doesn't do good this season, they're going to give him the sack, because I know they're going to want to stay up. But Rafa Benitez, he was manager of Real Madrid, I think, at one point, and yeah, and he went from Real Madrid to Newcastle, which, yeah, shows managers like that, like Pep Guardiola, who was great. But yeah, I'll talk about that when we get to Manchester City, when we see where I've predicted them to be. Up in 15th place is Leicester City. They have been falling down the league table after they won that league in the spectacular season, but they do have Riyad Mahrez there, who has put in a transfer request. I think he's really close to leaving to Roma. Don't know if that's actually true or reliable, because there's so many sources out there nowadays that you can never actually tell. But also, I reckon he's going to be gone. Jamie Vardy's getting on a bit. He's going to have a season where he's going to score at least 10 goals, I reckon, for Jamie Vardy. But we'll have to wait and see how the season unfolds under Craig Shakespeare. And you never know, I think he's only there, like, I think they only gave him the contract because he actually did well at the end of last season. but I reckon he's not going to do well. They're going to give him the sack, and then they have to find a new manager. Next up in 14th place is Watford. So they have Troy Deeney up front. I think he's about 30 years old nearly now. And they only rely on Troy Deeney to score the goals. I don't think they ever... Because they have... oh my god, what's his name? The one with the spike up hair. I can't remember his name right now. Hold up. What's his name? Yeah, well, they have that really weird player. They have Aurelio Gomez in goal, who's about 90, 102 now. I remember when he was playing for Spurs back in the day. Next up in 13th place is West Bromwich Albion. They just signed Gerald Rodriguez from Southampton for a £12 million deal, going up to 15 million no matter how many goals or appearances they score. You know, the teams do their weird things, but yeah, I reckon they're going to struggle again. Just mid-table side they are, really. Like, no interest in football, because I can't say that after Saints' performance last season. But, you know, I think it's going to be a tough season for them. Like, amazing players coming into the league this season, like Morata from Chelsea, other big players that I can't remember the names of because I'm an unreliable source and I have no idea what I'm going on about 100% of the time. In at 12th, I reckon, is going to be Swansea City under Paul Clement. Don't know. Clement. I don't know if he's French, he's probably English. Yeah, Swansea, what can we say? Fernando Llorente's been linked to like Chelsea and all that. I swear he only scored 6 to 10 goals last season. Actually, no, I think he scored 15 goals. I have no idea how many goals he scored. But you really want a Swansea player in your team. I'm really not sure about that. And if Gylfi Sigurdsson signs for some other team, Everton, that's the one, they are going to be in big state. And if Sigurdsson does go, I reckon they might even fall further down than 13th place. 12th place, I mean, not 13th. See, I don't know what I'm on about. So then in 11th is Stoke City. Mark Hughes. Stoke, they're just known as a mid-table team, aren't they? Peter Crouch, they still have him, 36 or something, no matter how old he is. He's really old. I think he was one of their top goal scorers last season as well. That tells you Stoke City for you, doesn't it, really? Yeah, it depends. I reckon a couple more signings for them. Maybe go up to 10th if they're lucky. So in 10th place now is Bournemouth. After their stunning season last year, rising up the table, I reckon they're going to do it again. Josh King, we're going to have to see how reliable he is this season. And yeah, under Eddie Howe, great English manager. I reckon like he could be a future England manager at the rate he's going at. Like he's literally, everyone last season was thinking Bournemouth, oh, they're going to get relegated. They're going to like scrape just above the relegation zone. But they defied expectation, and I reckon they're going to do that again this season. But I think they need to get some signings in to see and actually cement that position. 9th now is my club, Southampton. I was thinking putting them further down this because we've got a new manager, Pellegrino. After we sacked Claude Puel after he came 8th last season and a cup final. But so many fans like me wanted him out. Unreliable football. We were struggling to score with not top goal scorers, but goal scorers up front. And yeah, like no crosses coming in from the side from Tadic and Buffal. Buffal, waste of like 16 million no matter how much he was. But I reckon we need to get rid of Tadic. He's very unreliable, as well as Shane Long up front, because he only scored about 4 goals last season, as did all Saints strikers. Austin got injured, Gabbiadini keeps getting injured as well. So we need a new striker, new wingers, new midfielder, new defender, and another goalkeeper. Also for Southampton, Virgil van Dijk is going to leave, I reckon. 100% he's going to leave. It's going to be a heartbreak. He's still going to leave. We've got that Jan Bedenek, but Lech Poznan, £5 million. We need to get more signings in. But yeah, I reckon we're going to struggle under the new manager. Hopefully we give him a bit more time, and hopefully he's got interest in football on display, because Claude Puel was absolutely boring. I don't know English. Oh my god, that was racist. I'm very sorry. So yeah, in 8th place now is West Ham, after the signings of Charachito, or Javier Hernandez, from Bayer Leverkusen. I reckon that is a massive deal. Chicharito, let's see what he can do this season. I reckon he's going to be a good goal scorer, and he's actually going to do pretty well this season. Depends if Slaven Bilic keeps his job this year, and if he doesn't do well at the beginning of the season and they drop below mid-table around the 10th place, I reckon they're going to sack him. And you never know, they could even fall down to 15th place, where I've put Leicester City, and Leicester could be 10th or 9th or whatever. 7th place now is Everton, after losing their big man Romelu Lukaku. They spent big money signings on Klaassen, and I think they even bought in Michael Keane from Burnley, and they've splashed cash out elsewhere. The new owners, I reckon Koeman, he's going to keep his job either way, no matter what he does, as it's a long-term thing for them. And see if they can get that Tom Davies in as well, keeping him in the first team. But 7th place, I reckon. So now in 6th place is Arsenal. Wenger, don't know why he kept his job. I think just the board just want to be secure in the Champions League places. But remember last season, they didn't get the Champions League. They got in the Europa League, and that's where I'm predicting them to be this season. Even though the signings of Lacazette, I still reckon that Alexis Sanchez is going to leave, possibly for Bayern Munich, who even said that they are interested still, even though claiming that they weren't. And Manchester City, as Alexis Sanchez has came out saying that he might release a transfer request. So now in 5th place is Liverpool, splashing £32.8 million on Mohamed Salah. Premier League experience, but I reckon he's going to do the same as he did Chelsea. He's going to just lose it straight away. He is not a good player. I don't rate him at all. Also, the signing of Virgil van Dijk is very close, I reckon, as sources say that the deal is already done for Virgil van Dijk, around 60 to 70 million pounds. Also, the signings of Dominic Solanke from Chelsea, which I don't know why they did that, but yeah, he did score a terrific goal in the Asian Club Cup or everything, Club Cup or whatever. So yeah, Jurgen Klopp is going to put his team into Europa League football. But even though they're going to be wanting to win the league title, and it's going to be their year also, as Liverpool say, never going to happen, love. So now in 4th place is Tottenham Hotspur. I reckon Harry Kane, he might end up leaving in January. I reckon big teams, Barcelona, Real Madrid, if they want a big star like that, they should go for Harry Kane. Even Antonio Conte said Harry Kane is worth at least £100 million, which is a massive thing for a manager of his level to say about an English player, because Englishmen are shit basically. But yeah, they haven't made any signings yet either while I'm recording this video. I don't think they're even interested in anyone. But I reckon if they do get signings in, they could even sneak up to that 2nd place. 3rd place is where we get to the teams left. And 3rd, I reckon, is going to be Manchester United. After signing Romelu Lukaku for £75 million, I reckon he's going to have a season, but they're going to fail at the back, especially if David De Gea does go to Real Madrid, which I don't reckon is going to happen again. But you never know, anything can happen in football. But they still need defenders. Bailly is injured. Blind, he's getting on a bit. Smalling as well. Jones, unreliable Englishman at the back. But yeah, I reckon Jose Mourinho might struggle getting points, and he's going to get annoyed as he did last season. And in 2nd place now is Manchester City. I reckon that they've spent £120 million on defenders alone, £50 million for Kyle Walker, which I don't know why, because Walker is not worth £50 million, maybe even maybe not even 20 million in today's market, but it's like, I just want to splash cash, let's just spend £50 million on Kyle Walker, of all players. And they also spent £47.5 million on Benjamin Mendy, the left back from Monaco, who are actually losing their players as well. Also Pep Guardiola, he had good spells at Barcelona where he won titles, Bayern Munich where he won titles, but he was given teams that were already built for him. But now at Manchester City he has to create his own team, and let's see how he does this season. And in first place, I reckon, is going to be Chelsea for the second year in a row. Antonio Conte signing Morata, but the question is, can he keep Diego Costa in his team, as he was seen in a Atletico Madrid shirt on Instagram. So yeah, he reckons if we're going to keep him or not. He also signed Bakayoko from Monaco as well. But the question is Hazard going to stay as well? If Neymar leaves Barcelona, Hazard could be going to Barcelona. But we're going to have to see how this season unfolds. I bet it's going to be a good one. Good large signings. Morata, Lukaku, other big name signings that's probably going to happen after this video goes up. Okay guys, so I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button as hard as you can. Also, my best mate has just launched a YouTube channel. It is called Auditorious. I don't know when he's uploading the video, it should be very soon. He's also going to be doing a gaming channel, doing tutorials, so check him out. I did the artwork on his channel. So yeah, hopefully he gives me a shout out for that as well. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button as hard as you can. Here you can see my most recent FIFA video. Here you can see my most recent WWE video, and here you can subscribe to me, right here, up here, or in the middle, no matter where I put it. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to him, and don't forget to subscribe to me as well. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you don't forget to smash that like button, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in this video. Peace!